welcome. Hello, everyone. We're so glad to have you here today at Move Around with Deborah. With Move Around with Deborah, well, that's me. I am Deborah Smith, and we are always moving around. Each and every day, we get the opportunity to move around. I'm so happy that you took the time to be here with us today at the Female Solution Global Broadcast. Yes. And what we do here is to offer interactive engagement through our many platforms. And during our live broadcast, you can certainly chime in and give your perspective of the discussion that is going on. Our mission is to increase travel awareness by helping you decide when, where, how, and in some cases, why to travel. Yes, why to travel and what to do during the journey. Now, we're also here to support those of you who are looking to start a business in this growing travel industry. Yes, folks are here, they're traveling. And we also promote a learning environment for safe, thoughtful discussions globally. Now, we feel travel is one of the most impactful educational platforms around. Just think about it. Travel can be applied to any topic. If you're not sure, ask me. So I want you to like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, jump up and down, enjoy, learn, grow, and love with the Female Solution.
Women have the power to transform this world. We can end crime and violence if we all agree to do one thing: share. Let's share our wisdom, share our time, share our talents, share our finances, but most of all, let's share our love. This is the Female Solution.
That's right. This is the Female Solution. Now, even though we say the Female Solution, we certainly need our men involved in this solution and this conversation. We couldn't do it without you. Of course, we all know it takes two, of course, to get things moving. So, men, chime in, give your perspectives, give your questions, give your thoughts. We can certainly use them in our business because we cannot be women without you men. Is that not right? That is right as far as I'm concerned. And I know a lot of other folks. Now, we're celebrating, it's so much celebration going on. Let's see, what is the primary celebration? Life and the ability to move. Some folks can't move, some folks don't have their life. We are here to help you along the way, along your path. And the celebrations are so continuous wherever you are in the world. And I say in the world because we are a worldwide entity. We're a global entity, soon to be transfixed into outer space. Yes. Did you know that they are actually building or have plans to build architectural plans to build hotel housing in outer space? I talked about that a couple of months ago, and I want to make sure that you remember that because we are not here alone. And we also have to open up the informational stance to our children. Those of us, those who are younger, who will be around much longer, who are going to develop different opportunities for each of us and those generations to come, because I know that there will be more generations to come. We have to feed the positivity. We have to feed the education. We have to feed the knowledge into our children as we travel the globe and the space. Now, a couple of things that I always want to start off with. It is amazing how challenging things are as we travel. And there are a lot of folks that are traveling. I mean, you just notice some of the celebrations that we experienced just this weekend for our Juneteenth ceremonies. And if you are not familiar with Juneteenth, because I know we have a vast audience, Juneteenth is actually currently a U.S. federal holiday observed every June 19th that commemorates June 19th, 1865, when the enslaved people in Texas, primarily in the Galveston, Texas area, learned that they were free over 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation. Now, that is another thing that we are celebrating. All of that is subjected to understanding and what we learn about what actually happened, what happened before, what happened after, and what is continuing to happen. But it gives us some hope that there are opportunities to grow from where you once were. So there's good and bad in everything. I want you to recognize, no matter what nationality, no matter what language you speak, and there are folks that are celebrating Juneteenth all around the world. You want to know how? Because there are so many folks that are transfixed from the United States and follow history that they are familiar with it. So the celebration it will continue no matter what, as long as we keep talking about it. That is so important that we keep sharing different perspectives on our holidays that we have. It is amazing that the relationship people have when they come together in a happy moment, in a holiday, in a party vibe. And we've been partying. I'm in the West of the United States, and we have been partying all weekend, all week, all month in the Chicago area for the anticipation of the president. Oh my God, I'm so excited. The museum, the Presidential Museum, Barack Obama's museum, has finally opened to the public. Aren't you excited? I am. I am so excited. It is worth, I have visited other museums, and I must say that museums that the presidents are identified as or under their own museums, they are amazing. At one time, before I was a worldwide traveler, I wouldn't have thought of going to a museum, especially a museum of a former president. Maybe the Museum of Science and Industry that we're familiar with, which is now known as something else. Maybe an aquarium that they have all across the country, or even a zoo that they also have. They even have safari zoos where you travel in your vehicle and the animals come up. You don't have to go all the way to Africa to get that experience. Although, a little tidbit, we are traveling to the African continent today as soon as we get into our special guests that we have coming up. Before I do that, before I introduce you to them, I want you to remember, keep it down. Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. You can chat, text, call 24 hours a day, every day, 988. If you think you're having a problem or an issue, please reach out. Even if you think you know someone who's having an issue and you need some advice, reach out to them. Another number I want you to pay attention to, because as we travel, we may not think that this is happening right under our eyes, but it is. Get help from the National Human Trafficking Hotline by calling 1 888 373 7888 or texting help or info. Please reach out. This stuff is real. Trafficking is real. You never know who's in a challenged way. So make sure that you jot these numbers down. They are very important. If you're not familiar with them, always reach out to me, and let's get busy in learning more about how we can help each other. It may not be happening to you right now, but someone that you touch, someone in your life could go through this. Educate them, share this information with them. It is so valuable that we are able to do that, and we can lift up a situation where we can't say it's not going to happen. It happens. What I heard yesterday, the man had a camera in the church bathroom. In the church bathroom. So be diligent, be aware. Don't let your children just run off. Don't let them not be aware of the dangers. Educate them. This is your responsibility, not just for now, but continuously. Because you may hear about something that they haven't heard about, and they're grown, they have their own children. Share it with them. Continue the information. You have to. So it's time. It's time for the reason for the season. Yeah, no. All right. The season today is we are opening up our platform for a very special guest of the Female Solution. And I tell you, I want you to grab that pen, call a friend, family member, a neighbor, or whomever, and get busy, because we have a special guest that I'm going to share onto the screen, our own sister of the Female Solution global broadcast, known to the global community to promote exceptional minds with her podcast. Yes, she has her own podcast. And if you're not familiar, we are being joined today with our own Bridgett. I'm so excited to have you here. Bridgett is the founder of a nonprofit, Empowering Worlds, and soon to be boots on the ground global educator. I am so excited. Bridgett, welcome to the stage, Bridgett. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm
Oh,
so glad to be here on someone else's podcast.
yeah, right. Well, we're certainly happy to have you here, and let me clear up some of this screen here. How has things been with you on your new journey? Because that's why we're here, learning how to relocate, not being afraid to relocate. Are you ready?
Yes, I'm so excited to relocate. I will be relocating to the continent of Africa. in early August. And yes, I'm very excited. This has been something that I've planned in my head for quite a while, and now it's coming to fruition.
Oh, and now the journey to move from one part of the city to another is a task in itself. To move from one floor to another in some cases is a task. But you took on the gauntlet to move to another country.
Yes.
Wow. You want to let's see where are we going here? Hold on. Let me get it up here. Hold on. Right here. You want to talk about where you're traveling to?
Yeah, so this what you're looking at is a map of part of West Africa. And the country that I will be going to is Mauritania. So you see that's like one of the biggest countries that you can see there, right
Yes.
above Senegal. So Mauritania is a little bit on the DL. Not a lot of people know about Mauritania. So I always say it's right above Senegal because most people have heard of Senegal.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, that's where I will be traveling to. I will be teaching over there for the
Okay.
next few years.
Well,
So
hold
yeah.
on just a minute because I get so excited and we have to honor our sponsors, right? So let me get one in here.
We are global transformers, changing the world from the way it is to the way it should be. We are one. Wherever we live on this earth, we are one human family. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to extend a greeting to all the members of our family, whenever and wherever you may be listening around the world. To our family in China, Ni Hao. In India, Namaste. In Japan, Konnichiwa. In Korea, Annyeonghaseyo. In Russia, Здравствуйте. In Germany, Guten Tag. In Poland, Dzień dobry. In France, Bonjour. In Spain, Hola. In Italy, Ciao. In Egypt, Ahlan wa sahlan. In Ghana, Akwaba. In Nigeria, Peleo. In South Africa, Sawubona. In Senegal, Nangadef. In Kenya, Jambo. In Israel, Shalom. In Pakistan, Afghanistan, Palestine, and Saudi Arabia, Assalamu alaikum. Greetings, and may peace be upon you all. Join us live on the on-air radio network called 727-731-5192. We want to talk to you.
Leaders of nonprofits empowering worlds. Let's go.
But the vision that God gave me, I felt that it was time for me to step out and work on the vision that God gave me.
We need look no further. We have a unique voice. We have a unique talent pool.
Look at what Bridget's doing. And also, everybody, you want to follow Bridget's journey? Make sure you go on the TikTok at Scarborough 2, and you can do that. Now, already we have comments. Let's go to our comment section before I have you get into your so awesome experience of this journey that has been started. Zelda, she had mentioned she's a little ranting, and I understand that folks can find housing for everybody but the unhoused citizens in this world. They can put a hotel on the moon, but they cannot find housing for folks in the urban areas, in the rural areas, in all the areas in between. You know, folks actually have to live to get shelter on public transportation. It's wild and crazy, and it's not because they want to. A lot of folks think that because you're unhoused you have a mental challenge, and now here I'm going on my rant, but I but that's not the case. So also we have another Life with Edmund, a good podcast. I would imagine you're speaking of Bridget's podcast, and I agree. Look at him. Uh-oh. Is that a honey bunny? It's a honey bunny. and
Life with Edmund has his own channel too. He has his own channel.
Here it is. Is that Gold colon Rocket Red Countdown? He's lifting off Life with Edmund. Edmund's gonna have to come on and tell us what he's lifting off too. Traveling is amazing. Yes, you are so right, Edmund. It's always great to explore and learn more, and that's what we do. But people don't understand the educational benefits of travel. Anything you can apply to it. It is amazing. Let's see. Zelda says she had a friend in Mauritania 30 years ago. A beautiful country and beautiful people. And I'm sure you're going to experience that too, because you draw beautiful beings to you. And Life with Emmy, he just is so excited. I hear you, Edmund. I have an Edmund.
Hey, Zelda.
Shout
out to Zelda.
Hey, Zelda. She said yes. Yes, Bridget is definitely a honey bunny. Well, thank you. You all keep those comments coming. And let's go here to talk more with Bridget and sharing her information about her move, or her, what was the process? What was the beginning? How did this even get started? Did you think, and did you pick up a map and threw a dart at it and say, I want to go there? Not even.
Absolutely not. I had not even heard of Mauritania. I did have a focus on Senegal, however. So that quote from Malcolm X where he says Plymouth Rock didn't land, we didn't land on Plymouth Rock. Plymouth Rock landed on us.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about Mauritania. I didn't seek Mauritania out, but Mauritania found me. I was seeking a change. I was seeking to work overseas. I always said that when I traveled overseas, I really didn't want to do it as a tourist. And I've always said that from a very young age, that when I travel to other countries, I really want to spend actual time there, be with the people, and maybe be involved with some type of project, but not just go there as a tourist. Okay. And I didn't know how that was going to manifest. But as I've gotten older, I understood that there were teaching opportunities. I'm a teacher by trade. So I started to realize a few years back that people actually overseas and teach. So during the pandemic, I went on ahead, although I have a teaching license, I went ahead and got my TEFL certification. So TEFL actually stands for Teaching English as a Foreign Language.
Oh.
And it's a certificate that I received. Yeah. So I received that certificate from the International TEFL Academy, which is actually based here in Chicago. And during the pandemic, I completed that certification online. I took the opportunity since I was at home, to go ahead and complete that certification online.
Wait a minute.
And
Wait a minute.
I
Hold
just
on.
held on.
You mean to tell me that folks who are transfixed with what they're doing here in the United States have the opportunity to pick up and explore the road? What is it they say? Take a hiatus of sorts. If you're so burnt out as to what you're doing, you can actually do something different. Now, you're going to Mauritania, which is the country, and that's right. And this is where the Sahara Desert is.
Yes.
That's a little warm. Right above Senegal.
I will not be taking any coats with me.
Coats, sweaters, socks, blankets, hats. No skull hats. Wow, this is amazing. So I hope everyone gets an opportunity to understand where this part of Africa, the larger continent, understand Africa is a continent. It has many countries. Mauritania is a country. And how do you pronounce the capital city?
That's Nouakchott.
Nouakchott. Okay, so understand that's where we are. And I'm going to remove this now, but is this urban or you're not in the country?
So Mauritania has both countryside and city. So Nouakchott is a city.
Okay. Right.
Yes. So, but majority is desert. Majority of the country is desert. Yeah. It's
so a lot of folks are still transfixed on going to Africa, a lot of trees and dirt roads and whatnot. Is the part of the country that you're going to, Mauritania, is that an urbanized area?
There's a little bit of a delay, but I think you're asking, is it a city that I'm going to?
Yes.
Yes, I'm actually going. Yeah, I'm going to a city. I will be in an urban environment. Now, it won't be like urban, exactly like Chicago urban, but it is urban. Yeah, it's a city.
Okay, and you visited this place before?
I have not.
What did it take for you to get your documentation and everything in order? If you could talk to us about that after this next quick break. Let me get a quick one here. Okay.
Great day. It's your girl Asada here to introduce a new female solution show called Asada Says. That's right. Every month we're going to talk about everything I am, from cryptocurrency and financial security to good health and parenting strategies. Come on and talk with me every Tuesday morning from 7 a.m. to 8 a.m. And let's do that thing the way Asada says it should be done. See you then. Peace, right here on the Female Solution.
Okay, welcome back, Bridgett. Now, we were just about to break out into your journey to get to this part. I mean, there's so many beginnings of a journey such as this. Where do you want to start at sharing your journey? What you think is most impactful for us to understand and make it easy and make it fun for someone else who might want to do this in Mauritania or some other country?
Well, I think so. For me, this is not just about going to another country. I am entering a whole nother phase of my life. So I am doing things differently in the second half of my life. I turned 50 last year. I'm about to turn 51. And there's a way that I want my life to going forward. And one of the things is I wanted to simplify my life, and I want to move around with Deborah. I want to move around, like you say. And I had a lot of stuff, right? My first major move in the past was to another state. I moved to San Antonio, Texas and I lived there for 5 years. Okay. But when I moved there, I carried everything with me. I moved in a huge, like I think they call it a 20-foot truck or something like that. It was a huge, the biggest truck you can get from U-Haul. I needed that to move all of my stuff to San Antonio. And when I moved back, I did the same thing when I moved back to Chicago. So I said that when I move again, I'm not taking anything. So I didn't know exactly where I was going, but I started preparing at the beginning of the year. I said, I am not renewing this lease. I'm moving out of Chicago. I don't know exactly where I'm going, but I will be moving. So I just started getting rid of things. Because I said, when I move this time, I'm not taking anything with me. I'm starting fresh, and I'm not accumulating a bunch of stuff because I want to be able to be mobile for the rest of my life. Mobile. I want to be able to, like, I'm ready to go. I can pack up in a day and be gone. That's how I want to live. So, so this is actually part of that whole journey of just kind of simplifying. When one of the things that we teach our kids in middle school is that there's two ways that people typically move or leave their environment. They're either pushed or they're pulled. Mm-hmm. So if you're pulled, that means there's something very, very attractive that you want to try to get to. But if you're pushed, that means there's something that you're trying to run away from. There's something that is going on where you are and you need to leave. You're trying to get away from it. So I knew that there was other things out there that I wanted to explore, but I'm a little lazy. I'm not going to lie. I do a lot, but to tell you the truth, I'm actually a lazy person. So sometimes God has to push me, right? Even though I have the desire to do something, sometimes God puts me in situations where I I have to do it, you know. So there were certain things that happened, I wasn't really I was looking for certain positions. I wasn't really getting the type of positions I wanted. I definitely wanted to leave Chicago because I don't like the winters. I'm not going to spend the rest of my life in a cold environment. They're going up on my rent. So all of these little things just kind of was God's way of saying, okay, it's time for you to really go. And so that was that little push that I needed, and so I just said, okay, I got to take this serious. I told them, I put myself in a situation by saying to my landlord, I'm not renewing my lease. And so now I put myself in a situation where I had to do what I needed to do. And so I just started, it was an act of faith, I've done this before. When I went to San Antonio, it was the same thing. I'm not a stranger to taking a leap of faith. Okay. So I'm not scared of that. And once I made that commitment, everything just kind of started falling into place, Mm-hmm. I had the TEFL certification that I did and under my belt. And I was able to go back. So this is just to tell you how, like, logistic wise, how I was able to do, because I've never been out of the country. So I didn't know how to move in that regard. luckily, I had the TEFL certification. So I was able to go back to the TEFL Academy, seek a guidance counselor, and say, hey, I'm looking at these particular countries. And then they connected me to these recruiting websites that recruit for those particular countries that I was looking at.
That
Specifically
is
teaching
wonderful.
positions, because that's what they prepare you for, is to teach overseas.
Right.
So that's like a blessing that they have that resource. And that's how I actually got, because I wouldn't have known who to trust or who not to trust, in terms of jobs and things like that. So that's like a level of vetting that was able to happen, so that I knew that I was being connected with actual good recruiters that have already been vetted out and that are trustworthy.
That is wonderful. And of course, what better place to start is where you got that like-minded certification. Now, the Female Solution, Naima, who is a producer of the Female Solution, yay, Naima, will you need to learn another language in order to teach English to the children? I would imagine you would, but to what degree? And have you begun that process? And how are you? Where did you go to Babel and pick that up?
Okay. so, so this is a really good question. So one of the things that I never understood until this process is that there are international schools all around the world, are American schools all around the world. And so that's what I'll be teaching at an international school that is American curriculum. So I don't necessarily have to know another language to teach in another country, because I will be teaching at a school that speaks English and teaches American curriculum, even though I'm overseas.
Wow. Oh, there's so much going on.
Will it be beneficial?
Yeah.
It's definitely beneficial to learn another the language of the land. So in Mauritania, the national language is Arabic.
Okay.
I know very, very little Arabic. I know how, like, the alphabet, how it works, because I'm Muslim and I've learned how to read the Quran. So I know some basic Arabic, like how to decode the words. But I, nowhere near conversational Arabic. And they also teach, the national language is Arabic, but the schools teach in French, typically in French. But because I'm going to be teaching at an American school, I will be teaching in English. But so yes, I will. I have definitely been on Babbel since this began this process. Exactly. Okay. And then the native language is Wolof. And there's some other native languages, but that's a common one, is Wolof. Yeah.
All right. So for the native folks, this is so exciting. I am definitely gonna reach out to all my educator friends who are like always complaining they burn out. Here is an option. Take it. Oh my goodness. I am so excited. Yeah. So now we talked about the language. What about the attire? Will you have to address your attire to the Arabic being or to the native? How is the attire different than what we typically wear? I know we can't go over there shaking our behind.
No. So yes, there is a difference in the expectations for dress than it is here in America because it is an Islamic country. But that's not such a cultural shock to me because I've taught at, at an Islamic school before when I was in San Antonio. So I taught 2 years in the Islamic Academy of San Antonio. So I'm used to abiding by the dress code of his of an Islamic environment. You know,
Right.
I even for America, I dress pretty conservative. Um, and you know, I have no problem covering my hair, but they don't even require that. So Mauritania is a kind of it's Islamic. It's an Islamic country, but it's a moderate Islamic country. So they want you to. You can't go out, you know, with your breasts and your butt hanging out, but you don't necessarily have to always have your hair covered. That's not necessarily required, but you do have to dress conservatively and be respectful. Yeah.
And
But
definitely,
even if but I always covered at work anyway.
okay.
Yeah. So it's not a problem for me to cover my hair or anything like that. Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about the cuisine? It's going to be different than the Americanized cuisine, although, from what I understand, you probably are more aware of the cuisine of choice. You probably eat healthy already, and that may be even healthier, but it will be different. Have you had any forethought on what is to come about that?
To tell you the truth, I haven't dived that deep into the cuisine of Mauritania. That hasn't even been like my top priority to like, oh, what type of cuisine they have. I've actually been more concerned with what I could eat just as a person like coming from another country. Um, I've gotten a variety of different suggestions about how to approach food, you know, because you just can't go to another country eating the food there. So, you know, that's something that I'm continuing to seek guidance in because I don't want to be sick, obviously. And I'm not I've never been one to take a lot of shots, you know. I don't do immunizations. I never immunize my kids. So
But you had
it's
to
something that I'm
travel.
still working through. Like you actually don't. There's nobody that's going to check to see that I there. So when you go to the CDC website, there's a lot of recommendations, but too many recommendations. There's like 20 things that they want you to. There's like 20 shots that they recommend that you take. I know I'm not taking all of those for sure, but but there's it's all recommended. There's nobody that's going to stop me from going in or check to see that I have this or that shot. My job doesn't require it. You know, it's just really something that I need to take precaution with my own self. Obviously, the main concern is malaria. Yellow fever is another one. I will definitely look into like what I can do to prevent that and what my options are. But yeah, I'm still in my investigative stage as to exactly what I feel like I need to take and what precautions I need to take when I'm over there in terms of the food, you know, before I get used to. Like one suggestion I've heard from a person who has lived in Africa, not Mauritania, but they lived in Nigeria. This person told me, just make sure that everything that I eat is cooked. Like, don't try to eat like fresh lettuce or like make a salad with raw foods. You know, make sure that I'm cooking everything, you know, and I'm using bottled water and stuff like that. Yeah.
Oh yes. Now you said you make sure
Do you have
everything
any
is cooked.
guidance on that?
Let me tell you, take your medication. But there are some medications, and this may not be addressed necessarily to you, but whatever medication you have, make sure you take it in the containers that has the prescriptions on it. Also, certain medications require a doctor's letter on the doctor's letterhead, especially if you have to take insulin or anything with a syringe or something of that nature, any type of say narcotic type pill, pain pills, those type of things, even if they're from over the counter and your doctor said this is what you should do, you should have a doctor's note. And that's with any kind of travel that you do. Always have, even if you're traveling within the United States, always travel with your written prescriptions. And it's easy if your prescriptions come through CVS or Walmart or Walgreens, those top tier pharmacists, and you might lose something and you need to get it refilled. But always, no matter where you're traveling, have those prescription bottles, even if you have where your doctor wrote the prescription out for you. And then check and double check, because especially with the narcotic type prescriptions, some of them still are not eligible to be carried into other countries. So you definitely want to know that. Make sure you have your altitude, because the altitude is different. It's going even without flying over. The area is different. The air is different. So have your nausea medication.
Yeah.
Have what's comfortable to you already, that you're already familiar with. Have that Pepto-Bismol and acids, and those diuretics. You know, you might have diarrhea, then to get that anti-diarrhea medicine, or you may get bloated, have that over-the-counter bloating medication. So you know your body. Cough drops, because you don't want to go anywhere and always coughing. So you want to try to suppress that cough, because the air is going to be different. And if you have allergies, you want to make sure that you're not always coughing. I know that a lot of people are anti-mask. I still wear masks because sometimes the environment that I go into, maybe my allergies a kick up. So I'm protecting myself by not having that dust and that all that craziness come in and get on me. I have also traveled with this, and I've decorated them. So, but
okay.
that's for my protection. Your hand sanitizers, hand sanitizers, the little pocket ones and the larger ones, and then your wipes, because if your hands get gritty or dirty, you don't want to use the hand sanitizer, because that just moves the grit and the dirt around. You want to sanitize the wipes. You understand? And eye drop. You wear glasses. You wear glasses. So I don't know how sensitive your eyes are to a different environment, but carry your eye drops. And I think Amazon delivers everywhere. So insect repellents, when it's a lot of greenery. That comes with the animals. You know, the bugs have to live somewhere. So another thing that I thought was interesting is they and ask to maybe if you could carry a bed net, the netting that you see on television to protect you while you're sleeping, so the bugs, the insects won't bite you because
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
fresh meat. Your sunscreen, sunglasses, the hat,
Yes.
all of those things, earplugs, and gloves. The plastic or latex, whatever you can um, deal with. Your first aid kit that holds your hydrocortisone, your antifungal, antibacteria, aloe gel. Bandages. It's just a lot. A thermometer, scissors, safety pin, cotton swabs, tweezers, uh, a lot of things, but especially your documentation from your physician, your attending physician. And I don't know if you have an attending physician, but did you make them aware that you were traveling? And if they had any suggestions, that would help as well. So yeah, it's a lot. but you know the levels, and maybe it
Yeah, it's
is
a lot and
it is a lot. And
one
if
of
you
the things
miss
that I was
something,
thinking while you were
oh well.
talking,
I was just saying, if you miss something, oh well,
yeah.
just keep going.
Well, one of the things that I was thinking when you were talking is that it's a good thing. I mean, one of the other reasons why I wouldn't have a problem covering is because I don't want to get bit by no mosquitoes. So I want to be covered from head to toe because I don't want to be bit by no mosquitoes. So it's a protection from that as well,
Yeah.
But I did have a question about like the things that you're naming. Am I able to actually travel with those things? Like you name like Pepto-Bismol and things like that. Am I able to go across customs with those things? I wasn't
Yes.
sure about that.
Yes, there should be no problem as long as it's in the containers that's clearly labeled. Even if you use the
Okay.
Bismol pills, and don't take them out the original package until you get to wherever. So you know how sometimes we have a couple of pills in our purse or in our pocket or something. No,
Right.
keep it in its original package, and there
Don't
should
do
not
that.
be a question. And
Yeah.
key thing, if they question, if they start talking, it's okay. Throw it away. Do not be combative with anybody
No,
in
I'm
this
not
process.
going. I'm not going to no country being.
Nothing. If you already want to be a minimalist, throw it away. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
okay. I didn't know.
exactly.
So yes, I hope that answered your question. And if you have any other concerns or questions about that, certainly you know how to get in touch with me. And we're gonna make sure you get sent off.
Absolutely.
We're gonna send you off, and we're gonna send some other folks off because, like I said, now repeat to me again.
And y'all gonna come visit me.
Okay. I got my passport. Oh, you have to have a visa too, right? Did you have to get a visa?
Yes, so I do. You have to have a passport, and then I had to get a visa. I applied for a 360-day visa since I'm going to be over there for work, but they only approved They only approved me for 90 days. So I spoke with my school, and they said, "Oh, that's typical," because I was worried. I'm like, "Why did they only approve me for 90 days?" But the school said that's typical. Once I get over there, the school will help me to get what they call a residential permit. And then I guess that will allow me to stay longer. And they will facilitate that process once I'm there. Yeah.
Okay. And I wanted to show this as well. The U.S. Embassy in Nachcot at that address. And
Nuwakchat.
Huachikachi. And there's the phone number. And you can always find these embassies at the usembassy.com. And I would implore anyone traveling overseas to reach out to that embassy. I know a situation where there was an earthquake. Of course, you don't plan for earthquakes, but they happen everywhere. And because the embassy knew these travelers were in this place, they were able to reach out to them and evacuate them. So, yes, you don't want to tell a lot of people your business, but you want some phone numbers in case of emergency. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for folks who are traveling wherever, have that information. I am so excited. It's always a situation where we don't have enough time. And we have exhausted our time. We didn't even attend to our last
that hour goes by fast.
It does. And then we have so much more. So I just want to run this commercial and then come right back to you, okay?
What if you could have bought $1 of Bitcoin in 2009 when it was worth less than $0.01, just a fraction of a penny? That means $1 could have bought you over 1,000 Bitcoin. Fast forward to March 2026. With Bitcoin trading around $70,000 to $80,000, that same $1 could have grown to tens of millions. Now imagine discovering Amazon in 1997, Apple in 1980, or Facebook in 2004, right at the beginning, before the world caught on. History shows us those who recognize change early and take time to understand it are often the ones best positioned for the future. What if the next big shift is already happening right now, and most people still don't see it?
Okay, so I cut that short, but I wanted you to know this is what's happening in the world. This is our global economy is changing. And I know that in Mauritania, they have their own currency, but Bitcoin is used worldwide, and it is especially prevalent in the African continent. This is how they do a lot of their everyday lives. It's new to us in the States, so to speak, but they really rely on it. So I know that this is some information that you will be sharing more, hopefully, with us as we continue to follow you on your journey, and especially by way of TikTok. So everybody, I hope you wrote that down. And Bridgett, before we go, do you have any last words that we can talk about now? Oh, she's freezing up. Well, you know what? We're going to come back. I know.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
It's never too late. It's never too late to do what you want to do. I don't care if you're 50, 60, 70. You can start a new journey. It's never too late, and don't let fear hold you back.
Oh, never, ever, ever, ever. We love you. We know you're going to be successful. We know by your journey, someone else is going to go further in their life. So much love to you. We appreciate you, and we'll see you in the future. Love.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, Dhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.